It's just all about love and life and living in freedom. That's what it's all about for me now.
Welcome to the Rich Spinster podcast. They say that we're still in the year of the snake. Listen, I really need to get into astrology more. I feel like I should know a lot more about astrology than I know because everybody's talking about the year of the horse coming and how that's really important and that's happening in February. And I don't know what the fuck they're talking about. What the fuck are we doing right now? Still wrapping things up? I need to learn more about astrology. I'm willing to give anything a try at this point in life. I just want to start off by talking about the protests that have gone on across the country since the murder of Renee Good. It has been energizing, it has been encouraging. It has brought hope to so many people who were feeling hopeless. And let me tell you why. Because at some point, enough has to be enough. And we're at the point where, you know, the poem, first they came for well, now it's you. Now it's you. And now that people are seeing that, people who have otherwise been more reserved, people who have been quiet, people who have not been moved are suddenly now they're moved because now it is you. Now it's looking like you. And now it is time for you to use your voice to do something about it. I have been encouraged by all of the protests that I've seen across the country. And you know, those of us who come from a people who have protested long and hard for many years, we have seen this. We have seen this train coming. And we know this train because this train has run us over before. And so all of the protesting and all of the fighting and all of the using of our voices and all of the pleading and all of the begging for a just and fair America was not enough for us to stop this train. What we see is it had to run you over. Shout out to everybody who is out there in the streets fighting for democracy. Y'all are some bad motherfuckers. I believe in you. Go ahead out there and fight for democracy. Okay? America don't listen to us. It has been shown through history. What I have learned is that America does not listen to Black people. You just don't listen to us. Well, the fuck you want us to do? As Black grandmothers say, a hard head makes a soft ass. So maybe you'll listen now. In order for some people to get it, it had to run them over. And I think one thing that we're noticing, many of us, for the first time perhaps, is how absolutely delicate democracy is. Why you must be engaged in democracy, because it is not a given. It is not a foregone conclusion that democracy will be there for your children because there are always forces poised to stop it. There are always people jockeying to be more powerful over others, to wield their power over others, whether it's people in the executive branch of governments or people who work at the local store. When you give people power, there are always people who are poised to abuse that power. And what we have to say collectively as a people, not just in the United States, but across the world, is that that is unacceptable. That there are certain things that we should abide by, that people should be treated justly, and you don't have to like them. You can have your racism. You can have that. It belongs to you anyway. But there is a time, there is a place for people to finally say, but the government must be just. We must have a rule of law that we can trust and we can respect. There are those of us who come from a tradition of knowing that the justice system really meant just not us. And now that that same system is being used against other people, they're now becoming awakened to what it really is when a system is stacked against you. I, for one, am proud of all of the people who are out there in the streets, that they're using their voices for good. The arm of justice is long and it bends toward freedom. We have to believe that. And we have to also understand that power always resides with the people. It is the people that have power. The people elect people to represent them, but the power ultimately lies with the people. And that is the biggest hoax that was played, especially on the American people, is that voting means nothing. You tell a people that they're all the same, that it's all bad, that it's all corrupt, and then they just don't care. They don't care to vote. They don't care to participate or learn about their democracy because, oh, it's all bad. That's what people want you to believe. Because if it didn't matter, if the stakes weren't high, they wouldn't flood billions of dollars into campaigns. They wouldn't flood the airwaves with messages and propaganda. They wouldn't be so invested in buying news outlets to make sure that you got the message they want you to have. It matters. And people are now realizing how much it matters, how fragile this democracy is. Because if you don't realize how fragile it is, well, it's going to come knocking on your door to remind you. That's what we have been told. It's going to come knocking on doors. I cannot help but be hopeful because I come from a people of hope. I come from a people of resilience. I come from a people that are still trying to overcome this American experience. I have seen so many videos online of people that are just making me smile. Just making me smile. Yes, we are experiencing dark times, but there's always light in that darkness to be found. Know that it is always light in that darkness to be found, and do not surrender your hope. Dark times don't last always, but let me tell you something. This is a lesson that we need not ever forget, America. There are those of us who come from a people who tried to tell you. This whole anti-immigration playbook is old. It's been used before time and time again throughout history. Let's blame immigrants for everything wrong in the country. Let's blame these people who are different from these people for all of the problems. That way, nobody looks at the real problem. We know this so well. Those of us who are Black in this country know this country so well. And we tried to fucking tell you. Oh, did you guys see the ICE agent that slipped on the ice? Kind of ironic, ain't it? He busted his whole ass. God is good all the time, ain't he? But I don't know. After this fucking disaster, maybe people will get over their racism. I don't know. I don't know what has to happen for people to get over racism. I don't know what has to happen for people to stop buying into lies. I don't know what's to happen. Maybe it's just a flaw of the human spirit. Maybe it's just that. Because the easiest thing to sell to somebody is that they're better than someone else. The easiest message to give to someone is that their problems are because of this group of people who are just trying to make it. It seems so clear. It's almost like when you tell a child not to touch the stove. Don't touch that stove. That stove is hot. Be careful around that stove. You'll burn yourself. It's dangerous to play around that stove. But until it happens to you, for some people, they just don't get the lesson. Now you've gotten burned. So it's time to heal. It's time to apply that fucking aloe to that burn and not make the same mistakes again. I saw a video from a small town in Montana, and it was not a blue dot in Montana where people were protesting. I was like, what? What? This is happening in Montana? Well, all right then, Montana, show up and show out. I love it. I love everything about what I'm seeing. So you guys keep the faith. Stay out there in the streets, use your voices, and apply pressure to your elected officials. Apply pressure to your elected officials. They work for you. They work for you, and they have failed you. Demand that your elected officials stay true to the oaths that they took. Demand that they stand up for democracy or replace them. Whenever something is going on in my life and things look dire, there is one person that always comes through for me, and that person is Bruno Mars. You heard what I'm saying. Bruno Mars never lets me down. When I need him, he is there. Bruno Mars has a new album coming out called The Romantic. He released a single this past week titled I Just Might. And let me tell you, I just might feel a whole lot better once that album comes out. There is something about the vibe of Bruno Mars. I just can't be sad listening to his music. Now I'm getting a whole album. Listen, I've been waiting on this shit for so long. Listen, I have still been playing Silk Sonic nonstop. I have been waiting, like, of all, with everything happening in the world, with everything happening in this country, with all that we are facing, I just kept saying, literally, Bruno, come through for me. Can you please give me an album, the album that I need? And I think he heard me. He's coming out with The Romantic in February, and I cannot wait because I know that the vibes are going to be right. Bruno Mars makes me I'm just so chill. I just want to put on a robe, my red lipstick, pour a glass of something brown, get me a cigar. Come on through, Bruno. I need to see Bruno Mars in concert. I need to catch him in concert this time for this album because I know he's not going to let me down. Bruno Mars is the best in the business. Argue with your mama. He gives you his all. I love the feeling that he gives. A lot of music these days it just doesn't feel as good. You know what I mean? There was a feeling that 90s music gave you that never left you. And that's the feeling that Bruno Mars gives me. He gives me a vibe that never leaves me. I feel like the whole world could be burning down around me. And as long as I got that 24 karat album playing, I don't really give a fuck. I don't really give a fuck. Bruno Mars had a deal with Lacoste and he put out a line of clothing through Lacoste and it was Ricky Regal. I still got my Ricky Regal jacket. I'm a Bruno Mars fan. Fuck out of here. I need to see Bruno in concert. That needs to happen. I looked at his concert dates for 2026 and I really want to find a way to get to one of them. He's even got concerts in Paris. I would love to go to a Bruno Mars concert in Paris. I feel like God wants me to be there. You know, religious people say, God wants it to happen for me. Lord, let it be. I feel like a Bruno Mars concert is like almost a spiritual experience in terms of the vibe. It's like a giant family reunion, but with cousins you actually like. I'm already declaring it as the greatest album ever. I don't give a fuck if I haven't heard the album yet. I already know what is to come. Let me tell y'all something. I love Bruno Mars so much. I was having surgery in 2021, and it was the day that the Silk Sonic album dropped. I had surgery that morning. I was still in the hospital. When I woke up that afternoon, I put my damn AirPods in my ear and I listened to that Silk Sonic album all fucking night. And of course, I didn't hear the album straight through because I kept, the propofol was still in my system. But I listened to that album repeatedly. I did not wait until I was out of the hospital days later. No, I listened to that Silk Sonic album that night. In fact, I remember telling my doctor that morning, she's like, how are you feeling? I'm like, I'm feeling great. The Bruno Mars album is coming out today. And she was like, all right then. Listen, whatever gets us through, right? Bruno Mars will probably never see this video or hear this podcast, but I still want to say thank you, Bruno Mars. Thank you for giving me exactly what I need right now. Like his music makes me feel like, fuck, I can't control anything else but my vibes. That's all I can control. My vibes, what the fuck I do, how I feel in the morning, what I eat, what I surround myself with. I feel like Bruno Mars music teaches us to live in the moment, to be present, to show up for our lives. And like to me, that's a ministry. His music makes me feel alive. He's like the Obama of music. He gives me hope. Fuck out of here. Bruno Mars hits the spot every time. We have to find the good feeling, the good vibes, the love, the joy, the happiness, the energy. We have to find the resilience. We have to do whatever it takes to get us through. And that's what art does. Art gets us through. Create. That's what musicians do. That's what painters do. That's what writers do. We create through the pain. And so it's not a little thing that he's putting out an album, because that's what artists do. They help us to keep going on, even when we don't know what's going on. And art also lights a fire. It keeps a fire burning. Art is revolutionary, and that's how we must use it, especially during these times. So those of you who are out there and you're writers, write the fucking book. And I'm kind of talking to myself. Those of you who are painters, paint that mural. If you're a singer, sing that song. Let the world hear it. It doesn't matter who says what about it. Who gives a fuck? There are always people who are going to say something, right? There are always billionaires who invest millions and millions of dollars so that bots will write something negative under your comments. Who gives a fuck about a bot? I certainly don't. I'm like, thanks for the view. But use your art, use your voice. Nothing is louder than that. Also, did you all see that dementia patient that got up in the middle of a meeting and just kind of wandered to the window like, wow, look at this. It's beautiful. I wonder where I am. I'm laughing because, one, to not cry and scream expletives, but I'm really laughing because we have all had someone in our lives who was, whether it's a manager at a job or a professor or somebody who had power over our situation, who we knew was totally fucking incompetent, right? Like, how did this motherfucker get so far when he's clearly an idiot? That's what I was thinking. And at that point, I was like, somebody go get him. Looking out the damn window. Somebody better check his fucking Depends. Make sure everything's straight there. Did y'all also see the dementia patient read a note aloud that was supposed to be private? I love when shit like that happens. Let me tell you something. One of the biggest laughs I got this past week was seeing Marco Rubio's face when he started reading that note. Marco Rubio looked like, motherfucker, what? Listen, I don't know how they are walking around so comfortable with this bitch having the button. Listen, Marco Rubio's face looked like he saw a ghost. Like, wait, what? Oh my gosh. And the reason that really struck me as funny is because that's something that like a second grader knows not to do. A second grader knows I better read this note privately that was passed to me and not read it aloud first. He doesn't have the reasoning of a second grader. And I've decided that I'm not even going to call his name anymore. I'm just going to refer to him as that motherfucker. And you guys know who I'm talking about. Has nobody managed to get a lock of this motherfucker's hair yet? So that we can get it to somebody who knows what the fuck to do with locks of hair? Because at this point, we need to try anything. Where are the people who practice hoodoo and voodoo? I had to comment on this. Did you all see Kristi Noem on CNN saying, we cannot trust our government anymore? Bitch, you're the government. I swear I can't with these people. I can't. Think of how amazing America could actually be if the poor white man understood that it was not the Black man or the Latino man that's keeping him poor. You had a 400-year head start. It's not us that's keeping you poor. It's not us that is responsible for your lack of education and lack of opportunities. We get it. How amazing would America be if it could bury its racism? America would be such an amazing place to be. And that doesn't mean, I'm not giving you some kind of Pollyanna bullshit where that means like you have to, everybody's going to be loving each other and loving their neighbors and all of that. No. But it just means you don't try to hurt the motherfucker that looks different than you. That's what it means. It means that you realize and open your eyes and see that the people who have power are not the people who are Black and brown in this country. It's the billionaires. It's the corporations. It's not the people who are in the streets that are keeping you down. It's the people that are putting out the propaganda. How amazing could America be if it actually tried to live its promise? America could actually be America if it believed in its promise, if it lived its promise, if we got rid of the hypocrisy that is this democracy. Just imagine. But if you imagine that, imagine who would lose in that scenario. It's not you. It's not Black and brown people. It's not immigrants. It's that top 1%. It's the billionaires, the people that are trying to replace your jobs with AI, the people that would rather you scroll and look at propaganda than actually read, the people that want to change history books. What do they have to gain from that? What do they have to lose? This is our democracy. This is the future of the country. This is the future of your children. And you're betting on a charlatan doesn't get you the outcome that you want for your lineage. America really could be that shining city upon a hill. It doesn't have to be a shit shack. It doesn't have to be. But it's up to us. It's up to us. America could be America. For real this time. Let's fight for it. Thank you for listening to the Rich Spinster podcast. You can listen to the podcast everywhere you listen to podcasts and watch the podcast on YouTube. Follow me at Rich Spinster on all social media platforms. I will talk to you all next week. Take care of yourselves.